And continuing with the 3 theme, the Brewers went 3-3 on their latest homestand, and they'll have 3 consecutive 3-game series coming up against AL teams. First, it'll be taking on the Rays down in Tampa, then the Guardians, followed by coming back to take on the Minnesota Twins. You can hear all those games right here on Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN. Jim, Matt, and Molly starts right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's gonna swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
It just feels like the Derby should be on a Sunday.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
It's a Kentucky Derby. It's a Kentucky Derby hot brown, right? That's what you'd get after going to church, right?
Kentucky hot brown. It was similar to this sandwich that's popular down there called a Kentucky hot brown, which is turkey covered with basically all that stuff.
Appetizing.
I'm Googling it right now as we speak.
What's a Kentucky Derby hot brown then?
I feel like that's what the horses do.
Exactly.
No, I would say
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
it is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light. Sorry.
Late on the trigger there. Sorry, guys.
I am Jim Rutledge. I have the power alongside Molly Brown. Matt Hamilton is still in Minnesota. He is back tomorrow. And we got primetime Lorshine behind the glass. He is rocking his Christian Yelich jersey today, which is officially a bad luck jersey now for the Milwaukee Brewers because they scored. What was the final today? I know they scored 1 run.
It was 9-1.
9-1.
That was the final score of the
9-1 L for the Brewers today.
Yeah.
To the Astros.
After they got 3 straight wins. I mean, come on.
Well, and even to that point, because one of their wins was a win that saved them from getting swept against the Cubs. They won a series. For me, in baseball, I look at it, are you winning series? And I don't know if it's been a long time off the top of my head if the Brewers have won a series, but it sure feels like it's been a while since the Brewers have won a series. And the Astros are a good team, so winning a series against the Astros at home is, I would say, impressive. And so the Brewers, I'm more impressed with the idea that they've had back-to-back days with the roof open. And like we got different things with the Packers adjacent with maybe Aaron Rodgers ending up on the Steelers, but I want to get to yesterday, Molly, at the end of the show. And you can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Molly's rocking her Wisconsin volleyball shirt. And you can listen to today's show on Wisconsin on Demand, or not Wisconsin on Demand, the new ESPN Wisconsin app. And that's also where you can listen to the end of yesterday's show, where since we're coming right out of the Brewers, essentially, not exactly, but the Brewers were on our airwaves a little bit earlier when we had post-game, and here we are, so there might be some Brewers fans left over. I still think it's a little bit weak sauce that the Brewers closed their roof based on how cold it is.
I will say, I am looking into it a little bit deeper, Jim.
Yeah.
And I think the roof today, I think it might have been closed.
Oh,
really?
I think it was.
So Molly just said it was open.
No, I did not.
It was a miscommunication on my end.
Okay.
You were asking, was the roof open at AmFam Field today? I let Molly know that you were wondering the question, and she shot me
I gave
a
a thumbs up.
She shot me a thumbs up because she wanted to know what question you were asking us as we were starting the show just now. But I took that thumbs up as Molly saying, yes, the roof's open. Thank you, Molly. Appreciate that.
Thank you. And I took it as
thumbs up.
That's all I wanted to know.
Confirmation that was the Jim.
I wanted to hear the question.
So regardless, they opened their roof yesterday. Was it open then?
Yep,
it was
the first
open.
time.
So yesterday was the first time it has been open this year. It's not the latest. That was the 18th home game of the season. The latest it was open was in 2014 on May 19th. That was the in 2014 it was May 19th was open. That was the 19th game of the season. And in 2008, the roof stayed closed until May 29th, the 23rd home game. So I just thought I want to chime in 844-770-3776. Maybe we throw this as a Jim, Matt, and Molly question. I think it's weak sauce that the Brewers closed the stadium or closed the roof based on like warmth.
Apparently it's 55 degrees today based off what I'm reading on Twitter from some Brewers fans.
So is that cold? That's very nice, isn't it?
If it's sunny, that's actually kind of gorgeous.
That's like perfect weather.
Yeah.
And it's pretty sunny here. I mean, I know we're not in Milwaukee, but
no, it is
pretty
warmer
nice.
here this time of year than it is in Milwaukee. They got the lakefront that will cool it down. But 844-770-3776. Like, sports are still outside of NBA basketball supposed to be played outside. So if a sport is inherently supposed to be played outside, you would not be closing the roof for cold. Unless, I get it if it's like affecting the game, which is what? I would say under 50, but realistically plenty of teams playing that. I would say under 45, I think, is my line. That, okay, close it up because it'll affect the play. But you could even start the Brewers game. It doesn't take that long to close. I know they don't like to do that, or maybe they don't do that anymore, but like, just have it open more. Because if I'm going to a game, I'm not going to not go because it's cold. It would be because I'm worried that it's going to rain, and
right.
I don't want to be someone that like shows up and I can't like get to or watch the game because of the rain. Mm-hmm. If it's cold, blankets, you can figure it out. You're outside tailgating anyways.
Right.
And I never thought about it until I saw the story from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel that the Milwaukee Brewers hadn't closed their roof yet until last night.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you said 45 degrees. I feel like once it's approaching below freezing, that should be the line, because to me, and I mean, I get it, baseball is more of a summery vibes sport and stuff, so it's different than football, but like, to me, you can always just throw on a jacket. We're in Wisconsin. Throw on some gloves, jacket, hat, all the things. You're good to go. Go sit in your chair and like be chilly while you watch a baseball game, because plenty of other stadiums do that. Like, I think of the Cleveland Guardians, like they have crummy weather all the time. But I mean, yeah. Today was, like, I just looked at the weather in Milwaukee, 52 degrees, and looks a little bit cloudier than here. For reference, it's 70 degrees in Madison today. We were just sitting outside, Jim. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
But, like, 52 degrees, still not that bad of baseball weather.
So we did have someone chime in, 844-770-3776. Tyler in Sun Prairie asked a question, is it a Milwaukee thing or an MLB thing? I have an answer to that. He said he didn't have an idea. And yes, for the first time in a long time, I agree with you, Jim. And I'm glad that someone's agreeing with me on it. It's honestly surprising, and this is not a knock on the players. I'm sure the players would probably prefer to play ball. Like these, like we have the Madison Mallards here in Madison. Like they play ball in cold weather. Mm-hmm. Like you're used to playing ball in cold weather, and when you go to a game at Wrigley or anywhere else that has the elements, like that's part of the game. That's part of the charm of the game. And I'm kind of getting. I don't know what the imaginary number is. Maybe it's 45. What did you say?
I said approaching below freezing.
Below freezing. So you can chime in on that, 844-770-3776. Carl was talking text line. This is more. Like, what temperature do you think the Brewers should close the dome? So, again, this is according to Google AI. The Milwaukee Brewers, as the home team, have control over whether to open or close the roof at AmFam Field. However, the decision is not absolute and is influenced by several factors, including weather, playing conditions, and fan comfort, according to the Brewers. And it seems like fan comfort trumps the other parts of it. So the initial decision is made by the Brewers. Mid-game changes. So if the roof is open at the start of the game, it can only be closed during the game due to impending rain or other adverse weather conditions. And this decision requires consultation with the umpire crew chief. And then the visiting team can challenge the decision to close the roof if they believe it creates a competitive imbalance in the game. In the game.
So actually, I would imagine that they're going to steer clear of closing the roof, because I feel like we can all think back to this last season at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. I believe it was for one of the college football playoff games that the roof was falling apart. Do you guys remember this?
At the Dallas Cowboys Stadium?
Yes, the roof was falling apart. Don't you remember seeing this?
Yeah, I mean, this has happened with Dallas. I mean,
like
when they built
literally
Miller Park,
had sheets of metal like falling off the roof. I'm pretty sure last year. Maybe it wasn't for a college football.
No,
game.
it was either. It was during pregame, because I remember some of the hosts were talking about stuff was falling down.
I don't think fans were like in the building yet.
The Brewers at Miller Park, when it was Miller Park, had like the roof was a disaster. Like it was flooding. Like it was a nightmare at certain points. So. To that point, the roof has limit switches, so the built-in switches to restrict movement when wind speed reaches certain levels, regardless of the initial decision. And then here is the main part of it. The Brewers, according to Google AI, prioritize fan comfort when deciding whether to open or close the roof.
Hey, we can like that. Midwest nice.
I also looked it up. It apparently takes about 10 minutes to open and close the roof.
I'm
too.
surprised that it wouldn't take longer. So that's a big roof.
It is a big roof, but it's fairly simple. I mean, it's just like kind of peeling back the curtains the way that the AmFam roof opens.
Yes,
pretty
but it's also
easy.
like massive pieces of metal. I don't know. I would
It
think that
is.
it would have to go like
It takes
very slow.
takes 260 horsepower electric motors on drive
right,
trucks
Ryan.
to move along the semicircular rail system on the track beam about 150 feet above the playing field.
Did we get like an AI Ryan right now? I mean, we talked
No.
about AI voices yesterday.
This
My
is actually at MLB.com, American Family Field roof status. There is you can just check it online. They also have a hotline, the American Family Field roof hotline at 414-902-4636. You can find out whether or not the roof is open for that day's game.
Thank you
I
for
think
the
at this
update.
point, if the weather is not perfect, assume it's closed.
So I'm actually curious because, okay, two things.
Yeah.
I guess I should probably rethink my number. Well, wait, they don't use metal bats. I was just thinking, what if their fingers start getting stuck to the bat? I know there's like the grippy stuff, so it's not. I
also,
guess.
how wet are their fingers if they're getting stuck to the bat?
I mean, who wants to touch like metal in
But
the
also
cold?
there's rubber at the bottom of a
I
metal
know that's
bat.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying is that their hands are on like the actual grippers.
But they usually
like,
have batting gloves. I would guess most of these
True
guys
batting
use
gloves.
batting gloves. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, no, I'm sticking with my approaching 32 degrees. Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
Why in baseball do we have rain delays? I understand lightning. I understand that you can't have fans in the stands. You can't be around metal, all the things. But if it's raining,
Molly's hardcore.
well, why do we have to cover
Savage.
that? Because no, I think I talked about this last time that we talked about Wrigley Field. I remember going. Sammy Sosa was still playing, so that gives you a time frame. But I remember that one of the days, because we got tickets to like multiple games for like a weekend or whatever that we went. And I remember that they had to cover the field with the tarp, and we were sitting. Luckily, our seats were underneath like the awning thing at Wrigley Field. But like, why? You had to wait for hours, and that still happens. Games get canceled because of rain. Why can't they just play in the mud? I don't get it.
I think that's player
This is a
safety.
Kentucky Derby, Molly. God.
I think
Oh,
it's
so we don't care about horses, but we care about humans.
true. The consequences for an injured horse
in
are worse than
Kentucky-
an injured human.
In Kentucky.
So
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to catch a lot of flack here. There's a reason why guys can be incredibly large and play baseball and play for so dang long, because you don't have to be like in tip-top shape to play. Like, you're not running the bases the entire time. I would understand if you're running back and forth on the mud and whatnot, but like, you're not.
I think it has to do with, in Tier 1 Tyler chimes in, rain delays are due to clay/mud. When it's wet, it's all safety. I would imagine safety aspects to it, even running in the grass with like giant pool. Like, these are $1 million athletes. To the idea of horses, and again, horses, they get injured, they often just get put down. Thankfully, that is not what happens for human beings when they get injured in
maybe
the
some
game.
should. I'm
but
just kidding,
if
guys.
you have $1 million investments in these players, I think you're less and less likely to want them out there, if you're a team or a fan, risking anything in heavy rain.
And also, let's be honest, too, like, the players, you don't want to risk them. The teams also don't want to risk the fields themselves. I mean, the fields are very hard. And it's very expensive to upkeep those fields. And they go out of their way to
That
make
is
sure
a very
they-
good point.
They go out of their way to make sure that they are, like, kept covered and safe during rain.
Yeah, I mean, that is maintaining those fields is definitely a big business there. Eric and Madison chimes in, 55 and no rain is perfect weather for outdoor baseball. I agree. Also, Eric in Green Bay said, I want to agree with playing baseball in the cold, but with a newborn and a toddler along for the ride, the closed roof has been really nice. So and that's the trade-off here, but it is, you're getting a lot of flack for your just go play in the rain. I guess
Savage.
basically your anti-rain delay take, where you're like, just get out there and deal with it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tier 1 Tyler
the amount
says
of child games that I've sat in the rain and the cold and the snow and the brutal weather, but yet we still make kids do it. So I'm sorry. The athletes are getting paid $200 million and can't go play in the damn rain. Come
I
on.
think that's $200 million.
I understand. Hey, should we talk about the salary cap in the MLB that they should?
No, I'm anti-salary cap in any sports. So just pay the players the money, or don't have a team. Like, sorry, like that's the way I look at it. Dan in East Troy chimes in. The ball would slip out of the pitcher's hand. That's also another good point.
That's fair. Oh yeah. Could you
The
imagine?
quality of the game would be pretty bad. It would be pretty
It'd be
bad.
fun to
Robin
watch
Madison
at
said
least
would-
once. Okay, people?
Would Molly want a pitcher throwing 90 miles per hour at her and the ball slips and it goes and hits her in the head?
That's why you wear a helmet.
Yeah,
Keep them savage.
that's
I'm
still
just
gonna-
kidding, you
that's still
guys.
gonna sting.
You guys, I'm kidding. I understand that they are athletes. I understand all the things. I was literally simply asking the question, how come we don't play in the rain? And now it's making sense. So I will say that you guys and all these people that are chiming in and hating on me, which I like, are correct.
844-770-3776. As a weak sauce of the Brewers close the roof for non-rain delays.
So what are we setting the threshold at? Is it 55 degrees? 50 degrees?
45.
You could do-
45? 45 is a
Like,
good temperature.
we are like Wisconsinites.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
I get the only caveat here is I would say, and we can't put this part on Twitter, but if you're listening online, we can add this. 45 throughout, like that's the low for the game. Because they're not allowed to close it based on their own wants during the game just because it gets cold. So then that involves the umpire and that involves the other team. So that could get trickier if they just want to make sure their fans have a comfortable experience. And it dips to like the game starts at 45 and it's going to dip to 29 during the game. Well, then maybe just close it ahead of time. But if it's a day where, hey, the low for this game window is supposed to be 45, fans can be comfortable enough. And I said this yesterday that AmFam Field, like it's obviously the Brewers are a statewide team, so having the dome is necessary, and you want to make sure fans have a good time in there. But it is like you could be freezing inside the dome anyways when it's closed. I mean, when it was pouring down rain last year for opening day, and I went inside, I thought I was going to get hypothermia because they weren't pumping in AC, but they were pumping in air, and you just started to freeze because you're just sopping wet. So there's only so much you can do for controlling the environment. But I would say the experience at AmFam Field goes from, I think I would say it was like a 6.5 or a 7. I would say a 6.5, just going there with the roof closed because there's not a lot of ambiance and there's not a lot of uniqueness, but that's made up for in the idea, as Eric talked about, comfort, knowing that you're going to be able to keep the kids comfortable and then they're going to enjoy the game. They're not going to be able to whine. You're going to be comfortable and that kind of makes it an enjoyable experience. But AmFam Field, with the roof open, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. And so, because when it's open and the weather's nice, I think it's fantastic. And you can't try to manipulate the entire ballpark. It's not super temperature controlled, so there's going to be people cold in that ballpark regardless. And I know that there's shade when the roof's open. It just is what it is. You are going to a sporting event outside, and like I would think that prioritizing true baseball without sacrificing too much comfort, I think, is the ideal.
Yeah, I would agree with you. So what are you putting the poll as? 50 degrees, 45 degrees? What are you thinking? Because today it was about 50.
I did just post the poll question on @Jim, Matt, and Molly. We'll retweet it from @ESPN Madison. Should the Brewers ever close the roof at AmFam Field if it's below 45 degrees? It's a fair question. Like Jim said, we are Wisconsinites, and that has to play a factor into this, especially when Packers fans take such pride in the
Frozen tundra.
The frozen tundra and Lambeau Field and the ambiance, and then down at AmFam Field we're closing the roof in 55, 50 degrees. Like that's tough.
And I think it just kind of slipped under the radar. And we've all just gotten
Was that a pun? Slipped under the radar?
because of the weather. No, but I think all of us
got it.
This is
I
not.
thought you were making a slipping pun because we talked about the rain delays before, but no, you were actually talking about like the weather radar.
The Doppler radar.
The GOAT way of looking at the weather, by the way.
Matt Madison chimes in. Same people talk about how tough Packer fans are for playing a contact sport in the sleet, or how tough Packers are for playing a contact sport in sleet. Give the Brewers a pass. Shake my head. Get them, Molly.
Yeah, thank you. Savage.
Then you have Eric in Green Bay. Does anyone remember? And I do remember this because I grew up in the Milwaukee area. Does anyone remember when the Brewers would close the roof after a night game as a post game show back in the early days of Miller Park?
No, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean as a post?
You would just stay and watch it close.
That was a big deal.
We're roots.
Oh, gotcha.
Ooh.
That is neat.
I feel like the Space Odyssey 3000 music was played too. Do you know what that is?
No.
Did you watch the Barbie movie?
Yes.
The start of the Barbie movie, the dun dun dun.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Space Odyssey 3000. I feel like that was played as well.
But was it only 10 minutes, or did it take a lot longer back in the day? Like, is the horsepower of the roof a lot more now?
It wasn't actually powered by horses back then, so it might have taken longer. Because again, I remember also the roof having major flooding issues, like when it rained. Like there would just be buckets of like rivers of water flowing into some parts of the ballpark.
Why do I feel like I'm about to get like abducted with this music? I feel like somebody's gonna come up like behind
Space
me.
Odyssey 3000 is kind of a.
Yes. God, do you remember going to the movie theater and this was like just the best? Like.
They played this at the movie theater?
No, not like this kind of vibe. There's that other sound that used to be at the movie theater. What was that one?
That was for like the Dolby Digital. They do.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was big time.
Oh, yeah.
That was big time.
Oh yeah.
By the way, it is 2001.
2001. So I don't know where 3000 came from, but Space Odyssey 2001.
That's the sequel. 3000 is the sequel.
Space Odyssey 2001. You said
2001. Yes.
All right. I got Space Odyssey part right. Tyler in Sun Prairie says, no way Molly has seen Space Odyssey. Correct?
No, I didn't even know it was a movie.
Is Space Odyssey the one with Hal?
I believe so. I haven't seen it either, actually. To be honest. No, it came out in the 60s. It's an older one.
Yeah, I didn't watch it in the 60s either. But
wait, you didn't?
No.
Oh, wow.
1968.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
So it's the HAL 9000 from Space Odyssey 2001, and HAL is like a computer that would talk, and it was a. I took a lot of film classes in college, and this was one that you needed to watch. So
Laurel.
That honestly sounds like HAL 9000.
Laurel.
We're going to talk Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. That is what we're going to get into next, but I also want to tell you guys about our friends at the Canopy Wealth Management. The team at Canopy Wealth Management takes the time to truly get to know and understand the dynamics of your values, goals, and plans for your financial future. Their local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry to the table for the benefit of their clients. At Canopy Care, competence and clarity isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
You're such a tryhard.
I don't know. This is pretty catchy.
It's not.
No, you're literally forcing yourself to like polka right now.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
forcing myself to like polka. I can't force myself to like anything. And I would drink German beers out of a boot and...
You would drink it till you couldn't hear the polka music anymore.
I guess, yeah. Until I started dancing.
Sounds like a horrible time.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Medicine on YouTube.
Cheesy Bites Pizza is back at Pizza Hut. For only $13.99, you get a large pizza with 28 pullable, poppable, cheese-filled bites. Plus, it comes with Pizza Hut's very own Ranch Lovers Flight, featuring 3 bold dips: Ultimate Ranch, Chipotle Ranch, and Pepperoni Ranch. 1 large pizza, 3 dips, endless flavor. Ready to dip into deliciousness? Well, hurry. It's only available for a limited time. Head to a Pizza Hut location or order online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN. Are you ready for the NFL season? The schedule release is coming, and we know the best place to get your tickets this year. My friends at Vivid Seats. They're seriously legit, and you earn rewards on every purchase. That's basically free football games. When that schedule hits, don't wait around. For the best selection and all the great deals, head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in your game days now.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks, but who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, good boy. Oh,
she needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law Offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law Offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law Offices make our community a better place.
They are the best. For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law Offices.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. National and local awards proving Siding Unlimited will deliver peace of mind. Looking for inspiration to replace your windows, roofing, siding, and doors? Stop by our amazing showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. And definitely check out sidingunlimited.com. We are Siding Unlimited.
I knew that we were going to be getting engaged soon and needed to do some ring shopping. Heard the radio ads of Chalmers and decided, hey, we should give it a shot at Chalmers.
They were just awesome at accepting us through the door and understanding what she wanted in terms of how she wanted it, and they delivered.
Everybody always is telling me how sparkly my ring is. They tell me that they really like the style of the ring and the setting that it's in. I am ecstatic with it.
Thank you, Chalmers.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
You guys hear me talking about my Zoa Energy. Today I'm drinking the apple flavor. What is it? Green apple. Honestly, might be my new fave.
That sounds good, I'll be honest.
It is very good. I honestly crave it like every single day. It's bad. But I need all the energy that I can get because I got to do the show with Jim. Everybody needs energy to deal with Jim and Ryan. And you guys know that I have a toddler and twins, so I need all the energy. And twins? Ryan, come on. Yes, I have twins, but the best part about Zoa is that it's packed with natural ingredients like caffeine from green coffee and green tea, which fuels both my workouts and my busy work days. Like I said, the flavors are amazing. I love this green apple flavor, and I feel so good knowing it's all about clean energy. Pick up some Zoa for yourself. Head over to zoaenergy.com to learn more.
She's Molly Brown. I am Jim Rutledge. We are in the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. Primetime Laura Sean behind the glass. What is this? The roof is on fire?
The roof is on fire.
This song is so old.
Really?
Keep going. Why'd you turn it down?
I can't.
Were they going to swear?
They might have.
Oh, okay.
They were going to.
We can sing it.
We got Mother. That's all I'll say. We got to Mother, and then we turned it down.
See, but you're pulling. What one did you pull?
I tried looking up Roof on Fire, Pitbull Clean, and...
See, that's not... The Roof is on Fire by Rockmaster in 1984.
The roof is on fire.
That is...
Focus on the last part of what you just said there, Jim.
Okay,
1984.
But can you pull up that one? Because that's the one that people are going to know.
Say the name again?
The Roof is on Fire by Rockmaster.
The Roof is on Fire by Rockmaster.
Yes.
Clean. Just in case. It was probably clean anyway.
In 1984, they were not allowed. So you got arrested. Literally, George Carlin got arrested for swearing around that time in Milwaukee. Just kind of going full old guy here. But I'm Jim Rutledge, Molly Brown. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. You can stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. The Adam Mertz chimed in that he appreciates me educating the young guns on movies like Space Odyssey 2001. Casablanca, have you guys seen that one?
I have not, but I do know that was Hugh Hefner's favorite movie.
Okay. It is a very good movie. What about North by Northwest?
Yes, I have seen that one.
Okay, that's a good one.
I had to watch that in school, like you were saying, in college.
Psycho?
Yes, love that movie.
Which one, Vince Vaughn or the original?
No, the original.
Okay.
Hitchcock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
This is so 80s.
This is. I kind of love it, though. I'm just waiting for the roof on fire.
We all are. We are playing The Roof is on Fire because we do have a Siding Unlimited poll question. out there to our fans. And we just want to know, like, when is it appropriate to close the roof for the Milwaukee Brewers? As I learned yesterday that they kind of keep it closed just to keep it comfy for the fans. Should the Brewers ever close their roof at AmFam Field if it's below 45 degrees? 50% of you say yes, 50% of you say no. And John Adias chimes in, if it feels below 45, it better be closed. That's fair. It is the real feel is the actual temperature.
Now we're going wind chill?
But I will die on that hill. The real feel is the temperature. Whatever it feels like on my body is the temperature.
It's damn hot.
Right? Like if I told you, hey, Molly, it's 70, but the real feels 85, are you dressing to be 85 or 70?
85, 100%.
Yeah, so
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. I agree. I've never thought about it, but yes, I agree.
So you can chime in on that poll question there. And I did confirm, which makes it seem like a bunch of rubes back in 2001 when the stadium opened. And it does not look like there was a direct connect of why they played Space Odyssey, the theme from Space Odyssey, to open and close the stadium. But they did do that, and you could get there early or stay late to have them close it and play it. Good God. I mean, it's not that long. It's not 2001.
That is crazy.
It's this millennium, at least. I mean, good God.
I mean, that's what, 24 years ago?
Or millennium.
Like, Ryan was barely alive.
In 2001?
Yeah.
I was 2.
Oh, you were alive. Okay. Same time the song slaps.
This is what they played when I was born.
What is he, Simba
so
now?
You did not know that the beginning of the Barbie movie is an homage to the beginning of Space Odyssey?
No.
See, this is why you need to consume more media so that you can get the full effect of what newer media is trying to do.
Is it Space Odyssey or Space Oddity? Because we got two people texting him different things.
It's Odyssey.
It's Odyssey.
Oddity was autocorrect.
But when I Googled it...
That might be like a parody movie.
It's Space Odyssey.
Yeah, be careful. By the way, you did ask me, Jim. Adam Mertz texted in, wanting to know the name of the song.
Well, he gave me the name. I just wanted to make sure I had it right.
All right, I'll say let's say it on 3.
Well, hold on here.
Hold on. Let's see who
Let's
says
time it up with the
like,
music, right?
1, 2, 3.
Sprach Zarathustra.
So it's S-P-A-K-E. So I would say Spake Zarathustra. So yeah.
How's yours spelled?
S-P-A-K-E.
S-P-A-K-E. Mine is S-P-R-A-C-H.
Again, it could have autocorrected. I doubt that Adam Mertz spells this that often on his phone.
Either way, it was apparently done by the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra. So
But it was not done for this movie. It existed prior to the movie.
I believe so, yes.
The main point of it.
Yeah. But yeah, little history lesson about 2001 and
so are we just changing the open to that now going forward?
2001
Sure.
A Space Odyssey?
Yeah. I mean, it would add a little pomp and circumstance to the show.
That's more pomp and circumstance than we deserve. We're not like the Brewers' roof. I mean, come on. This isn't quite as exhilarating, Jim.
Can you try? This is obviously not a poll question because it doesn't lend itself to Twitter, but 844-770-3776. Carl's Talking text line list is more. Give us other odd things we did as Wisconsinites or humans that we look back on and be like, oh my God. Like, because getting to Miller Park, then Miller Park, now AmFam Field, early or staying late to watch the roof open and close with Space Odyssey, the theme from Space Odyssey playing is honestly insane. And I feel like it's something out of the caveman era, and it was from 2001.
I'm trying to think of other things.
I mean, how about the fact that there's like multiple professional Big 4 sports teams in the U.S. and Canada that are named after movies that came out in the 90s.
Like what?
The Toronto Raptors are named the Raptors because of the movie Jurassic Park. There's no other reason.
Really?
Yes.
Yes. You
I
didn't
did
know that?
not know that.
Yes.
No. How? That's so random.
They like open it up basically, whenever there's a new franchise, they open up fan voting. Like, what do you want the team name to be? They put in I think there's a couple other things more Canada related, but then they put in something like just Raptors or dinosaurs, and Jurassic Park was just so popular at the time, people were like, name them the Raptors.
I kind of love that, though. That's cool.
The Anaheim Ducks.
Cool. Yep.
Mighty Ducks.
Okay, that one I could put together.
That one makes sense because Anaheim in Hollywood,
But still insane.
It is insane, but at least there's somewhat of a connection, right? Whereas the Toronto Raptors, it's like the movie Jurassic Park happens
in Hawaii.
No, I mean, it's in South America. It's in Central America, an island out in the Caribbean.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
Trust
well, it was
me.
filmed in Hawaii.
I'm an expert.
Fair.
Watch that movie a
You
lot.
look like a dinosaur expert, if I'm being honest.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think of other things, though. Like, What are cringy things we used to do?
It's definitely 90s and early 2000s. That is the cringiest of eras. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah, I mean, I do remember this. Like, this isn't as a society, but The Simpsons were like risque. I could not watch The Simpsons as like an 11-year-old. Like, Bart was a bit much. I mean, he was an underachiever and proud of it, and that was not going to fly in my house. So if you watch The Simpsons now and you watch the ones from when they first came out where they were controversial now, you'd be like, this is child's play. But yet they were a controversy. Like, you could not, I mean, there was plenty of parents that you were not watching The Simpsons. Yeah. So that, again, a little bit of how we've aged, but like that was probably it was earlier than Space Odyssey, because 2001, I think I was probably 11. I was 21 when the Brewers opened their stadium, but I was probably like 10 or 11 when the Simpsons got into mainstream. But you can chime in 844-770-3776. Other things that we did that just make us look stupid now.
I mean, guys, we were talking about the Soldier Boy dance yesterday. A lot of my childhood was like learning that dance and dancing and putting it on video and everything.
How about
cringe?
Did you ever learn how to Dougie, Molly?
Cringe.
I did.
Teach me how to Dougie.
Macarena.
Macarena.
That's not that cringy. While rollerblading, goat.
That is so cringy. Like,
I love it.
The love of Macarena is so.
That's pretty crazy.
Because also, like, there's like 5 words in the song.
I don't know. Like, it's one of those songs that I just make up my own words to. I mean, that's most of the songs that I sing anyways, as it is. But I really don't know what the words are. God, the roller rink, such a good time.
Yeah, the roller rinks. I was actually just talking to my wife about this. I don't know if they still exist, but they should.
I think they do. They should. They definitely should.
Legit. Slow skates.
Slow skates? What's that?
You didn't have that where like you'd like ask like every once in a while they'd slow it down and you'd like ask a girl like when you're like 11 hold hands and skate?
No.
My wife told me that she got a ring from a boy, like from the little, like the machine.
Yeah, like the quarter machine.
Yeah, like they're like, you know, in that age range when you go to Skateland. Skateland was legit. I mean, I called it Skateland. That's the one that I had in Fort Atkinson.
Mine was Skater's Edge in Appleton. Ryan, do you know that place?
I was not skating. I did not have the balance or the coordination to skate.
I used to go there for like all my birthdays. I loved it. Oh, in fact, Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl, that was on my birthday. That happened when I was at Skater's Edge.
How old were you?
I believe that was my 7th birthday.
Wow.
Dan and Stoughton chimes in. Jimothy, I love your reasoning. Let's take it a step further. At 0 degrees Celsius plus 0 degrees Celsius, does that make it 64 degrees? I don't understand.
What is 0 degrees Celsius?
0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees because that's freezing in Celsius.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
Nerd. Phil Wanakee chimes in. Not only The Simpsons, but my parents banned me from watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, such a good show.
So, I mean, if you want to share just things you were not allowed to watch, were there anything you were not allowed to watch as a child?
I got in trouble whenever I would watch George Lopez. Nick at Night. Nick at Night was big in my formative years.
So Nick at Night for me was...
The Nanny.
The Nanny.
You guys
Everyone hates Chris.
You're not going to know this show. Mr. Ed?
Mr. Ed?
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
You know what? I just want to see if our listeners know Mr. Ed. 844-77. Do not Google it because I want people to chime in. 844-770-3776. Like when I watched Nick at Night, it was Mr. Ed. It was like what's the I Love Lucy. So I didn't watch a ton of Nick at Night. My dad would watch more of that, but we would watch like old MASH and Cheers reruns.
Ah, okay.
So like I would catch those on the reruns.
Yep.
And so that was kind of my version of Nick at Night. David Deerfield says the UW band in the Fieldhouse used to play Space Odyssey with around the 8-minute TV break. The cheerleaders formed a single file pyramid, and he says Michael Finley's mom was at the end of the group. So that actually...
This would actually be fun to watch a band play. I know you're not a big band fan, but like it would be cool.
And like to have the cheerleaders come out and everything. Like this
would be a better entrance song for the Wisconsin football team than freaking U2 back in the day.
Do
they still do that one?
When is this song?
No, now it's just a mishmash of just like popular
Thank
EDM
God.
songs.
The streets have no name.
Right,
no, thank you.
I love that.
Carter chimed in. I used to watch Mr. Ed every day after my paper route. I loved it. I am 27. So, Mr. Ed, please chime in with what it was. I know what Mr. Ed is about, but I do want... Phil in Wanakee said, who hasn't heard of Mr. Ed? I think lots of people have not
The
heard
only
of Mr.
Ed I know is Ed, Ed, and Eddie. That's all I can think of.
Same here.
So Mr. Ed is a deep cut. It was one of my dad's favorite shows. It was so dumb. Dan and East Troy chimed in with, which I feel like you guys would know just from one of the stars of Modern Family was in the show, but Married with Children.
I know Married with Children. Yeah, Ed.
I know it, but I never watched
Ed
it.
O'Neill.
And then Pam, is it Siegel or Seagal? She's in a ton of things. She does one of the voices in what's that cartoon show that Matt loves so much with the
Rick and Morty?
Futurama?
Futurama.
Oh.
She does a voice in that, but she's been in she's in the Connors right now. She's in a million things. Like if you saw her, you'd be like, I know her. She's in a million things. But
Roseanne Barr.
No. She replaced Roseanne
Sarah
Barr.
No.
No, it's her name is Pam Siegel or Seagal, one of the two like that. But and then Carter chimes in, the best acting horse I've seen next to Secretariat. So I will give you the full Mr. Ed. Maybe we can even find because this is my dad used to do this all the time. I'll do this one. He was like, Mr. Ed would say this. You go, oh, Wilbur. And like that was the name of the horse. The horse owner was Wilbur, and the horse was Mr. Ed. So if the horse said something, or if Wilbur said something that was kind of ridiculous, Mr. Ed would go, oh, Wilbur. Maybe we can find it on YouTube. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Like winning teams could talk trash.
Yeah, but
Giannis talks trash.
Maybe we're not good enough to be talking trash.
Or maybe it's not your personality.
It's not tight. I'm not tight.
Yeah, I'm not tight either.
I'm not tight at all. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not tight. I'm
Who's
not tight.
Ben Johnson?
I'm so loose right now.
We don't know. I don't know who he is. I have no idea what he is.
I'm not tight.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Medicine on YouTube.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Your Pell experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Veterans of Foreign Wars Wisconsin has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. VFW State Adjutant Adam Wallace.
Local is always important because we want to engage with our community and support local businesses. You know, we are local to Madison and they are too.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed Wisconsin business technology company. The benefit?
The benefit is having reliable equipment, having a reliable way to print documents.
James Imaging Systems, local service you just can't get anywhere else.
The customer service is great, and if an issue, when it rarely arises, they're very quick to fix it.
That's another benefit for the VFW.
It's just one less thing that we need to worry about as an organization.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back?
If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CLEAN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CLEAN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CLEAN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Yak the street and waste your time a day. But Mr. Ed will never speak unless he has something to say. A horse is a horse, of course, and this one will talk till his voice is hoarse. You never heard of a talking horse? Well, listen to this. I am Mr. Ed. I'm Mr. Ed. A horse is a horse.
Mr. Ed ran from January 5th in 1961 through February 6, 1966. And it's a show about a guy who owns a talking horse. I watched it with my dad. I enjoyed it. And, that's
Can't say I'm interested.
That's TV back then. Not quite 2001 Space Odyssey and the Milwaukee Brewers opening and closing then Miller Park, now AmFam Field. Molly said Hunter Vaughn said that it was because it opened in 2001. I thought that was the case, but I haven't been able to Google and track it down, but I've been doing a couple different things. So maybe that's the case, but I also feel like it went for more than a year. And I don't have a problem with Space Odyssey 2001, the music. You're playing any music, and you're sitting there watching the thing open and close. Like, we seem like a bunch of rubes. Like, this sound is actually, I don't have a problem with the song. It's the idea that we're like, hey, let's watch the stadium. Let's watch the roof open and close. Like, it's the dark ages. Like, we're in the prime of Mr. Ed on TV. Like, that's the part, not the song.
Right.
That is the astonishing part to me. She's Molly Brown. I'm Jim Rutledge. We're in the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. Primetime Laura Shine behind the glass. And you get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's the Carbless Talking Text line. List is more. So I want to get to some real sports stuff here. And this morning started with breaking news from Adam Schefter that George Pickens from the Steelers was traded to the Dallas Cowboys. And that part doesn't really move the meter a ton for Packer fans. Obviously, Dallas gets better, and Dallas could be a team the Packers will play in the playoffs at some point next season. But then it started to indicate, the first thing I saw were people tweeting out that Packers have an overcrowded wide receiver room. Mr. Aaron Rodgers, who might be the new quarterback for the Steelers, he's a fan of Romeo Doubs, so maybe Romeo Doubs makes his way to the Steelers.
I'm curious when he became a fan of Romeo Doubs.
And
because the whole time that he was with the Packers, he rolled his eyes at him, basically said that he couldn't stand the rookies that were in his receiving corps. Like, come on. That's ridiculous.
And then Alan Lazard, who I didn't know was still on the Jets, nor did I know he still played football. He apparently has been listed as a possible trade candidate with the Jets to the Steelers.
Rodgers got to bring his baggage.
Which
in a serious relationship.
He's in a serious relationship with Alan Lazard. And
is Randall Cobb going to join the Steelers too?
It's all indications that Aaron Rodgers might be making his way.
Oh, okay.
Making his way to the Pittsburgh Steelers. But that got me thinking of like doppelgangers. And Aaron Rodgers going from the NFC version, obviously the Packers, to the AFC version of the Packers with the Steelers is kind of a full circle moment. The Steelers and the Packers. And I'm going to try to keep this within the last 30 years, even though you could kind of go for historically as well. But I would say over the last 30 years, the Steelers and Packers are very similar organizations. And I wanted to ask the fans, 844-770-3776. Carl was talking text line. List is more. Our side and limited poll question. We're going to make it AFC because the teams that I thought were the most likely to be doppelgangers of the Packers were AFC teams, but that was coincidental. Which team is the Packers AFC doppelganger? And there's a couple options there. I have the Colts, I have the Broncos, and I have the Steelers as 3 options.
So horse and Steelers.
There you go.
Thank you.
Molly, what do you think?
Sure. I like the Steelers comp. I'm curious. Walk me through the Broncos and the Colts.
So here's what I did is I basically initially Googled most NFL wins in the last 30 years. So number 1 is the Patriots.
Yeah, no.
Not a doppelganger.
We wish.
Number 2 is the Packers. And then you have the Steelers. So Steelers, Mike Tomlin has 1 Super Bowl win. I think that's their only Super Bowl win in the last 30 years. Maybe there's another one in there, but
2005. They won with Big Ben.
Right, that's Mike Tomlin. So they have 1.
No, but 2009 is when Tomlin won.
Yeah.
So,
so they won with Big Ben back with Bill Cowher.
Yeah.
So they got 2. So they got a little bit more than the Packers. Or no, same amount because the Packers have 1 with Favre in the same window. Yep. Chiefs, obviously not Pierce. Eagles, not Pierce. I'm sorry. These are the top most amount of regular.
they have 2 Super Bowls.
These are regular season. These are total wins over this time. So they're 5th. So the Eagles and Chiefs are in front of the Packers. They're not peers. You have the Patriots, not doppelgangers. We talked about Colts, 275 wins.
What do the Packers have? What's the number for wins?
307.
Okay.
But then when you go to Super Bowls, Colts got 1 with Peyton.
Yes, and then
they
won
got
1
to
with
2.
Broncos.
They got to 2, 1 with Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the Packers a little bit more. The Broncos, they got over that 30-year window. They would have overlapped a little bit with Favre, so they would have had 2 with John Elway, and then 1 with Peyton Manning. So that is 3 for the Broncos.
Okay.
And then the other one, which is not an AFC team, but would be the Seahawks, would be the other option. But I left them out because we're just going to do an AFC thing. Ravens could be as well. Ravens have some Super Bowls in there at 268 wins. Those are the top 10 teams, the Vikings number 10, in overall wins over the last 30 years. So that's how I came up with those specific teams as the doppelganger for the Packers, because the Patriots, the Eagles, and the Chiefs are too successful to be doppelgangers for the Packers. So then I kind of went to the teams that were similar to the Packers in Super Bowl wins and regular season wins.
Yeah, and I guess I also just think about the Packers obviously just haven't dropped off, right? Like, my mind started to think about, okay, the Giants, right? They had that period where they were pretty successful and they were always in contention, but they've been hot doo-doo for the last, God knows, 10 years, it feels like. It's also an NFC team too, but I'm just thinking of any team in the NFL. Tampa Bay, I started thinking of, but I remember when they were garbage.
Yeah, and Tampa, I kind of just did regular. I just did most wins and then went from there. And Tampa is, gosh, just scrolling down here, they are 19th in overall wins over the last 30 years. So they are 2 up and down. Other teams like on the fringe there, the Cowboys, the Saints, the 49ers would be other ones as far as 247 for the 49ers at the low number of that. But then you're kind of removing some of those Super Bowls. So I just think that the NFL or the AFC doppelganger for the Packers is the Steelers.
I like that comp. I think that's the best one.
I think we also had the reporting. I think it was from Albert Breer during the heat of Aaron Rodgers' free agency frenzy. Was that part of why he wanted to go to the Steelers, or why he was so rumored there, is because he enjoyed the culture so much, and it mirrored the culture of the Packers, which we all know he loved the culture of the Packers.
But wasn't that also something that he always complained about? He said that the way that they ended up treating players at the end of their careers was always like, and then he listed off 15 players that the Packers did dirty.
Correct.
Like,
I guess it depends on what his definition of culture is, which who knows? Who knows what his definition
is? Is it a culture that he thinks that he can control? Do you think he's going to be able to control the culture with Mike Tomlin there? I would assume not, but also... Maybe. Look at George Pickens.
I mean, for it to work, he has to go in thinking this is a culture that I'm okay coming into and one that I want to be a part of, not change. True. I don't know if that's actually going to be the case, but that's the only way it works.
Yeah. I mean, he might be talking about the culture of like just what the Rooneys have built, the owners of the Steelers.
Well, and Tomlin.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely part of it. Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't had a losing season. He's been there forever. And they are a team that consistently makes the playoffs. They're always in contention, and they haven't had the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
When they've had the quarterback, they've been even almost better than the Packers, but obviously they haven't always had the quarterback. When they had Roethlisberger, they were right there. At Carbon World Health, and then Molly, you can get out of here because we're going to get the minute to win it. But at Carbon World Health, they specialize in comprehensive hormone replacement therapy, including testosterone replacement therapy. They understand that everybody is different, starting with a diagnostic exam, including blood tests to assess your hormone levels. Then they create a treatment regimen that works for you, restoring your hormone levels to the optimal range, not just the normal for your age range. They're here to help you feel like yourself again, whether it's increased energy, improved focus, or better overall health. Their approach to hormone therapy is all about quality of life. Call Carbon World Health today at 608-709-8089 or visit them at carbonworldhealth.com in Madison and now Sun Prairie. Carbon World Health, reclaim your health, reclaim your life. So now we have a minute to win it here.
Yes. So it's host choice on the category today.
All right.
Now, initially coming into it, once you started talking about you want to do the AFC Dopplegangers for the Packers, first thing I thought of, well, which teams in the NFL have the best winning percentage over the last 30 years, which we just ran down.
Yep.
Now, we could say how close of attention was Molly paying.
Okay.
And run through them again. Or, since we did spend so much time talking about the Packers, the Brewers roof at AmFam Field and whether it should be closed, there are 7 MLB ballparks with retractable roofs. Which one would you rather have, Molly?
Let's give Molly, we'll do the winning percentage, but we're going to set it at 5.5.
I mean, we did just go through it.
It's just her, though.
I know, I can't have any influence over what the line is anymore because I am bad at setting it. Jim is good at it.
I think she's going to get 6, which is why I'm setting it at 5.5.
Okay, all right, we'll do it.
And I want to be, look, it's just her, and she talks about feeling the pressure of it.
I mean, whether it's just her or not, there's always pressure in that chair.
True, but then when it's just her, it could be a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right, so 8-4, what callers are we doing?
We're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Let's go callers number 1 and caller number 2.
All right, caller number 1, caller number 2. You're at least going to get a $25 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. You might even get a $50 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. 844-770-3776. Call number 1 and call number 2. You're going to get a gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, and if you pick the correct over-under, you will get a $50 gift card. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening live from St. John's, Newfoundland. The Newfies love Jim, Matt, and Molly. 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at StarionBank.com. Member FDIC. Who could forget Wisconsin's run to the 2015 national title game? Tom Izzo and his Spartans also in the Final Four that season. The legendary coach on the memorable UW squad.
That was a hell of a team. They had good players, good guys. The night before, we have a dinner with everybody, and it was kind of fun. The Big Ten was represented by 2 teams, but that year, I thought they were good enough to win it all.
Relive it all June 26th at the Made 'em Believe event. Tickets available now at uwhoops2015.com.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Ready to live the high life at home? Miller High Life is giving one lucky winner the ultimate backyard dive bar experience. It's a cabana complete with classic bar vibes, neon lights, and of course, plenty of high life. To enter, just order a Miller High Life at any participating dive bars in the Madison area and register with the link to the Miller High Life Backyard Dive Bar Giveaway. Get a ticket to Dive Bar Glory at your local watering hole, like the Rail House, Nitty Gritty, Main Depot, and Connie's Home Plate.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small, loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Get a taste of that winning feeling before the buzzer sounds with ESPN Bet's Early Victory promo. Simply place a pregame moneyline bet on any NBA playoff game, and if the team you bet goes up by 20 or more points at any point in the game, your bet will get paid out early. Available throughout the NBA playoffs at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. We've been at the heart of many magical moments, from engagements to weddings to sweet 16s. It warms my heart to be a part of these moments for 40 years with people I consider family. With the highest standards and an eye for classic beauty, enjoy a warm boutique setting at Goodman's Jewelers, where integrity shines in every gem. At 220 State Street, Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store, Madison, since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Hey, want to make your next meal a little less ordinary? Well, head to Quick Trip. Hey, we are so back serving up our legendary No Ordinary Chicken. Yeah, your dinner is hand-breaded, fried to perfection, ready to eat for tonight's dinner. Or you can buy it cold, sealed fresh for tomorrow's lunch. You know, we love to make life easier for you. This isn't just any chicken. It's Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken. Stop in your local Quick Trip today and taste the difference.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
He's coming out, 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 he's coming out. It's there.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. I am Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. You can listen to us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Primetime or Shine Behind the Glass. And we're going to get to Minute to Win It in a minute. But it is presented by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse in Madison, in Verona, and in DeForest. All locations are fantastic. I make a point when I do my business lunches to get out to all three locations because they're fantastic. But my home base is Verona, and they have daily specials. They have takeout. They have carryout. The other day, this is actually a good indication that we might have some new good neighbors, Molly, is that some of our neighbors, like 4 or 5 houses down, they moved out. And then all of a sudden, new neighbors came in. We didn't know the old neighbors, but new neighbors came in, and we saw someone walking up, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's them. They're walking up with a bag of food, and they were further away, and then we walked by the house that we realized the food was sitting on the front desk. They must have had it delivered somehow, and it was North and South sitting on the front steps. So I was like, well, they get it. Yep. Maybe they even listen to the station. If you do, welcome to Oregon. I'm not going to dox my street there, but look, you can have it delivered through third-party delivery apps. You can have it catered. You can carry it out yourself, and you can eat there. All great options at North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. All right, let's get the Minute to Win It.
Will they beat the odds?
I say everything with pure confidence, whether I think I'm totally right or not.
Or crumble under pressure?
I legitimately know one of these. I legitimately have one.
This is the Minute to Win It, presented by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, with 3 locations in Madison, DeForest, and Verona.
All right, Molly. Well, since Jim and I are always on the same page, since we think with one mind, we actually ended up basically having the same category today for Minute to Win It.
Okay.
And that is what Jim just listed on the air. The best winning percentages in the NFL over the last 30 years. Top 10. Your timer starts now.
Okay.
Were you listening?
Broncos.
Broncos are on there.
Colts.
Colts are number 7.
Packers.
Broncos 8. Packers, number 2.
Steelers.
Steelers were number 3.
Patriots.
Patriots were number 1.
Crushing it. I got to get more than this,
So you got
though.
5.
Okay. Good winners. I feel like you said Vikings. Did he say Vikings? He said Vikings.
Is that a question?
Nope, he said Vikings.
He did say Vikings.
He said
number
one
10.
more. Okay. My hands are sweating. New York? Giants?
I was about to say, like, you got to finish the statement. The New York Giants, not in the top
Dallas
10.
Cowboys. You said Dallas Cowboys. You said Dallas.
Cowboys.
Yep.
Not in the
He
top
said
10.
Dallas.
I said them later.
So you got
Kansas
2
City
wrong.
Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs are
Philadelphia
4.
Eagles.
The Philadelphia Eagles are number 6.
I am crushing. I hit the over 100%. I got to keep thinking. I got to think.
The over-under's 9.5.
Oh, Jesus. Come on. That's some crap. Can I guess one?
Go
One
for
more. Hold on, I'm thinking.
You're constipated, it sounds like.
I might be. Saints. You said the Saints.
The Saints are number 12.
I said these other teams, but they were the ones that were not common to the past.
And it's fine because Jim actually said the over-under was
Way to
5.5
go.
today.
Woo!
So
I
don't worry about
crushed.
it. Yeah, you did.
Oh my God, I'm going to brag
landed
so
6.
hard to Matt.
I thought you landed 6, and you were hanging. I was right there at 6, and all of a sudden you got that late burst. So
Yeah.
I think
she got 8 of them.
the deciding factor is Matt Hamilton stinks at this, and he is a anchor, an albatross, if you will.
Savage.
Woof. I mean, I don't know. We did give her a pretty easy one. This is pretty easy.
I feel like Matt would have done worse.
I don't think that Matt would have remembered.
No, that's for sure.
From the conversation.
But if you guys had been together doing it, I think you guys still would have hit over 5.5.
Probably.
I think so.
Who took the over today?
That would be...
Who got the $50 gift card to North and South?
Noah and Madison.
Shout out Noah.
Yes, I think it's the second time in a row he's had belief in you and or Matt. So
You're the
took
best,
over.
Noah.
Yes. Andrew and Madison, a rare loss on the under. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Sorry about that, Andrew.
What did I end up hitting? 7?
8.
8, okay.
You almost could have gotten the mythical 9.5.
Yeah.
So what would I have, what ones did I miss?
So you got the Patriots at number 1, Packers at 2, Steelers 3, Chiefs 4. Number 5 are the Baltimore Ravens.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I did mention the Ravens. Yep.
Yeah.
That would have been a good one, yeah.
And then you got the Eagles, Colts, Broncos. And then number 9 you missed. Vikings were number 10 at 55% winning
I don't know
percentage.
if number 9, Seattle.
Number 9 is Seattle.
Okay,
correct.
Seattle came to my head, and I actually, when we were thinking of comps for the Packers, I thought of them, but I'm like,
It's not a bad
I don't know.
one. There's
we
a lot
did
of
talk
DNA.
about it. I did say Seattle, but they're not an NFC. They're not an AFC
Yeah.
team, so like we did say that on
Okay.
there. So.
As an NFC counterpart, Seattle wouldn't be a bad one.
I agree. I don't
they
know
got-
why it has to be AFC, but we've already posted the question. So.
Because I think the best ones are in the AFC. I think Broncos, Colts, and Steelers are probably the 3 best counterparts for the Packers, and they all happen to be AFC, so why not just narrow it down?
It's Jim, Matt, Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Hey, Matt Hamilton here to tell you about the delicious Odyssey Brands, a family-owned company crafting award-winning cheese right here in Wisconsin for over 4 generations. Made with locally sourced milk, Odyssey brings bold, Greek-style flavors straight to your table. From savory, crumbly feta to rich and creamy Greek yogurt, every bite is a taste of tradition and quality. You can find Odyssey products at most major retailers nationwide and online. Odyssey, crafted in Wisconsin, loved everywhere, dairy done right.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. Well, the Milwaukee Brewers coming up short in their attempt to sweep the Astros today after staving off the Astros' late push in last night's game. The Brewers fell 9-1 in today's matinee, and they were dominated wire to wire in this one. Brewers got just 3 hits off of Astros starter Framber Valdez, who allowed just 1 run and threw 7 strikeouts in 7 innings pitched. Meanwhile, Houston's Jeremy Pena blew the game open in the 6th with a 3-run homer off of Brewers reliever Elvin Rodriguez. Brewers did get that 4-3 win last night to secure the series win, capping off a 3-game winning streak at the time that had briefly pushed them back above 500. Brewers now sit at 19-19 on the season after going 3-3 in their current homestand against the Cubs and the Astros. Brewers have a day off before starting a new 6-game road trip out east. They'll start down at George M. Steinbrenner Field to face off against the displaced Tampa Bay Rays on Friday night. And Pat Murphy, after today's game, sharing an update on some injured Brewers, William Contreras, Sal Frelick, and Bryce Harang. All out of that lineup yet today. All anticipated to be full grows on Friday.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's
let
gonna
me get
swing
this
on
right.
Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
We got Homer, Matt Hamilton.
Yeah.
We have
Pessimist Molly.
No. Realist.
and then Contrarian.
Total.
Jim Rutledge here.
It's Mer.
I'm the bottom. It's
Mister.
Could it be possible you guys are the best show in ESPN Wisconsin, the whole state?
Yeah, obviously. It's
possible. Anything's possible.
You're the best.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
Hour number 2 of Jim, Matt, and Molly, starting late as usual. We are live in the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
Looks like Molly crushed a minute to win it today, guys. Am I right?
She did. She's Molly Brown. I'm Jim Rutledge. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. You can stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Primetime Laura Scheim behind the glass. We do have a Siding Unlimited poll question up at ESPN Madison. And we are asking you, looking for it now here, which team is the Packers' AFC doppelganger over the last 30 years? It is a landslide of the Steelers at 77%. 14% come in with the Broncos, 9% of you say the Colts. We do all agree that Seattle might be the better answer overall if we took out the AFC, or at least in the mix, but that's not on the poll question. We did also have a nonsensical poll question. Not quite nonsensical. We learned...
That's not nonsensical at all.
True. I learned yesterday. Usually when it's at Jim, Matt, and Molly, it's nonsensical. So I just kind of,
point.
in my brain, assumed this was a nonsensical question. But today it does carry some logic. The Brewers played earlier today. They had the roof closed, and they lost to the Astros. And we are your home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball here on ESPN Madison. So that game was on earlier today. But last night they won, and the roof was open. That was the first time this season that the roof was open. Not the latest, but on the later end for opening up the roof. And we looked into it. If they're going to open the roof before, or open or close the roof before the game, that is the Brewers' decision. If it changes during the game, that has to be agreed upon with the umpire and the other team. So we asked, I thought it's kind of weak sauce, and Molly agrees, and I actually have a decent amount of our listeners agreed that it is kind of weak sauce to close the roof up just because it's a little bit chilly. We're Midwesterners, and also like a 45, 55 degrees after the winter feels pretty dang warm, I think, to a lot of us. So we asked the question, a Siding Unlimited poll question, should the Brewers ever close the roof at AmFam Field if it's below 45 degrees? 65% of you say yes, it's fair to close. Weak. Thought this Packer Nation, you'll freeze your tuchus to the aluminum seats at Lambeau Field.
Felt like Green Bay to me.
Then you can't.
But is the weather a big reason why people love baseball? Like, it is a summer sport. It's summer vibes that it's like you just want to, like all the other sports you go watch, you can walk to a Bucks game when it's freezing cold outside. You go to a Packers game and it's freezing cold outside. You're in the frozen tundra, so that makes it exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But like baseball, you're just like, you know what? It's summertime. We're over the cold.
Okay, but when it's closed...
This is the only reason why baseball is exciting to watch, is because it's nice out.
I think it's fantastic AmFam Field has a roof. I think it's important that AmFam Field has a roof. I love the fact that I know that I'm going to that game, I'm getting a controlled experience. But when AmFam Field, the roof is closed, the stadium is comfortable, but mid. When it's open, it is leveled up. And when it's closed, I feel like I'm in a mall. And there happens to be a baseball field in the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mall of America, but instead of all the rides, it's just the ballpark. And as a parent and for all those sorts of things, I don't mind at all going to AmFam Field.
Mm-hmm.
I take the kids there. If we're going to go see the Cubs play the Brewers, like that's when we're going to go. It's going to be at AmFam Field. I'm not going to bring them down to Wrigley because the controlled experience to me carries a lot of value. But at the same time, closing it up for days like today, which was gorgeous, I think just is a hindrance overall.
Yeah, I would agree.
So I want to get to back to our original Siding Unlimited poll question, or one I referenced to start the segment, which was
the non-nonsensical one.
The non-nonsensical one. Which AFC team is the Packers' doppelganger? And right now it's a landslide for the Steelers, which is important because it does seem more and more likely that Aaron Rodgers might end up with the Steelers. Brooke Pryor joined Get Up this morning, and he talked a little about this.
I cannot imagine that Aaron Rodgers was not aware that George Pickens could be traded. The Steelers have remained in constant contact with him since these conversations began about him potentially landing in Pittsburgh. Based on my conversations in the building, not only are the Steelers aware of what Rodgers has been dealing with in his personal life off the field, but I'm going to guess that phone works two ways, and the Steelers have kept him informed of potential things that they could be going through. I don't think that this is a move that would catch Aaron Rodgers by surprise.
Okay, so actually the first thing that came to my mind when I saw that George Pickens was getting traded was Aaron Rodgers is for sure going to the Steelers because he now has his hands on this. Like, he is now like this guy. Because to me, George Pickens seems like the exact person that Aaron Rodgers would not get along with. Am I wrong? Like, I don't think he's a great route runner. I don't think he's going to be very reliable. I think he has an attitude that Aaron Rodgers is not going to want to deal with. I think Rodgers wants to be the top dog in that locker room. And I think that he's getting his handprints on this roster already.
Dog. Now, it does take a talented player out of the receiver room. Now, that could be fixed by Alan Lazard, which is one name that's been floated out there. The other one that is more interesting is Romeo Doubs. The Packers do have a little bit of a crowded wide receiver room. They drafted 2 wide receivers. Both could, Golden is expected to make an impact year one. Williams might likely have some sort of impact in year one. Christian Watson, maybe he makes his way back. You have Dontavion Wicks, and you have Jaden Reed. Do I have everyone there? That's
Tucker Kraft you could throw in there too as a receiver.
Yeah.
So Rodgers, late January, had some...
January 2023.
January 2023 had some thoughts on Romeo Doubs.
So this was
and their relationship, and maybe not hanging out with Romeo Doubs outside of the locker room because Romeo Doubs was he kind of commented on it.
100% attendance on every team party. I don't know that every person can say that on the squad, so that's a chance to hang out with me in those venues. I'm damn near 100% every single line dinner. We do some dinners on the road. So I feel like I spend a lot of time with my teammates, and I love that time. Now, there's obviously ones you're closer with than others. You know what those guys have in common, especially Mace and Dave and Randall, is they're in their 30s. The things that I'm thinking about and doing and spending my time doing are a little probably different than a 21 and 22-year-old. I love Romes. I mean, I enjoy playing with Romes. I enjoy our conversation in the room. I enjoyed seeing his personality come out. But there's 2 types of leaders, and there's leaders that want to be liked first and foremost and respected second. And there's leaders that want to be respected first and foremost and liked second.
I think good leaders do both, but whatever. I mean, like equally.
I'm in a serious relationship.
Like you can be liked and respected.
Yes, 100%. I just let's not try to pretend like they were friends. Let's not try to pretend like, it was just an on-the-field relationship. Because, quite frankly, I don't think that they had an on-field relationship either. Because there was, like I said before, there was constantly times that if Romeo didn't run the right route, or if he dropped a ball, or if I feel like that was the point in time where different receivers were actually like running into each other almost, essentially, because nobody was running the correct route. Like, Aaron Rodgers' eyes were rolling to the back of his head every freaking game. Like, let's not.
Yeah, I guess there's been some smoke around the idea of Romeo Doubs going to the Steelers. I don't quite understand it. Maybe that smoke is coming from people who don't know their interpersonal relationship, but also that was a couple years ago. Romeo Doubs now 25, so a little bit closer to that old man status.
Aaron Rodgers also creepy up on 45.
True.
Aaron Rodgers has aged at the same rate as Romeo Doubs.
Yes. They are still the same age gap apart. I understand that he's not as immature, probably.
The way that Molly said it, though, he has aged basically twice as fast as Romeo Doubs.
Well, a lot's changed about Aaron Rodgers over the last few years, guys.
Is he aging in dog years now?
Well, I mean, come on.
Isn't it Achilles?
Relationship.
True.
He might be married.
Regardless, Romeo Doubs is, I think, a candidate to be traded. I did ask ChatGPT if they traded the Doubs to the Packers, if the Packers traded Doubs to the Steelers, what would they get? If the Green Bay Packers were to trade wide receiver Romeo Doubs to the Pittsburgh Steelers, they likely expect in return a range of what do you want to say?
I'll say a 7th-round pick. Molly?
You are underestimating it.
Let's say a 5th to be nice.
And it says 4th or 5th. So if I was really doing this, And it does talk about his off the field concerns and everything.
He had injuries, and he was suspended the one game for not showing up.
I would say it would probably
Ghosted
be
the team.
a conditional fifth. Like a fifth that could be a fourth. Like that's maybe that
based
middle
off
ground.
playing time and maybe like production.
Yeah.
What round was he drafted in?
He's 4th round pick. He's 4th round pick. I mean, he's coming up on his 4th season now too. So he'd have 1 season left on his contract, which if they can get a 4th round pick for a 1-year rental for the Steelers, that's
I would take it.
That's
agree.
worth it for the Packers.
I just don't think they're going to.
I think it's at best a fifth with a 4th round player incentive. Like I mean, or hey, if you hit these benchmarks, like when the Bears traded Justin Fields to the Steelers, it was starting or playing at 60% of their snaps, and so he came close, but he didn't get there. So then it stayed as a 6. It could have gotten as high as a 4th. So it very well could be a very similar trade that the Bears did with the Steelers. And honestly, it was an all or nothing. It was either a 6 or a 4th, and you had to hit the big number. So you could see something like that too, where Romeo Doubs goes to the Steelers, and if he hits some high threshold benchmarks, it turns into a 4th, but if he misses them, it's a 6th.
Think how many Wisconsin connections there would be on the Steelers roster. We neglected to even talk about the Badger connections that are on the Steelers right now too.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Keanu Benton, friend of the show.
Keanu Benton,
Watt.
TJ
Watt, yep.
Nick Herbig.
Yep.
I mean, Isaiah Loudermilk is also there. I think they signed a former Badgers linebacker. I mean, they used to have Joe Schobert. I don't know if they have a current Badgers linebacker or former Badgers off-ball linebacker, I should say. But yeah, all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, Jim making the point about the conditional draft picks. I mean, not odds are they're trading for Romeo Doubs theoretically. The Steelers are for his number 2 receiver because I mean they did acquire DK Metcalf this offseason, so it's not like he's shouldering a big load, and he might just have to. I mean, they might just ask for 500, 600 yards out of him as a number 2, depending on what their offense is like. And I mean, that could be very important when it comes to hitting those conditional benchmarks too. I mean, we did talk about that Rodgers, he didn't have the greatest relationship off the field, obviously, because the age gap that has stayed the same age gap over the last, 3 years. But there was another time he was on the Pat McAfee show in October of 2022 when he was still playing with Romeo Doubs in his rookie season. He did compliment him quite a bit for some of his actual, off-schedule playmaking, which we know Aaron Rodgers really appreciates. We can listen to his commentary right now.
Learning, we still got to get him to be a better intermediate route runner. He does a nice job on the deep balls, stacking and creating separation. Obviously, he's in tune with the back shoulder if that's necessary. He had one in preseason and had some in training camp. The best part is, before that play, I looked over him and made a check. Now, it wasn't a real easy one. Thankfully, I've made the same check to him in one-on-one drills during training camp.
Here we go.
And this is when I talk about it a lot. The ability to recall things that happen from practice and be able to, in a snap, execute them in a game is one of the most important qualities in earning trust from myself and the offense and getting the ball thrown your way. So, before the snap, I made kind of an arbitrary, semi-vague-ish, unless you understand the entire nature of what I'm doing. And he, whether he did this subconsciously or whether he was expecting this, he had gotten that check before, ran the appropriate route, and the ball obviously was in a decent spot, made a beautiful hands catch. And it's a fun play to go back and laud a guy like that for his ability to recall what I want in that situation and then to go execute. Now,
and that's also for a touchdown catch he had against the Patriots in October of the 2022 season. He talks a lot about trust there, and that's important to Rodgers.
The trust tree. Meet the parents, meet the Fockers sort of reference there.
Circle of trust.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, but I thought there's a trust tree, too. Is it just a circle
Maybe,
of trust?
I don't know.
I thought trust tree was like the Ravens and Mark Ingram and Lamar Jackson.
I know it's a circle of trust, but then I thought there was a tree, but maybe not.
I mean, we know Rodgers keeps his circle tight. It's a tight circle.
It is a tight circle, just like the Packers, LaFleur and Jordan Love, the
not
personalities.
It's not tight. I'm not tight.
What do you mean? It's fine. We are talking about Aaron Rodgers because the Steelers made a trade of George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys. which then starts to kind of add a little more fuel to the fire that Aaron Rodgers will end up on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we did ask you what team is the Packers' AFC doppelganger over the last 30 years, and in the landslide, it's been the Steelers. So there is some synergy here, and Romeo Doubs could be an expendable piece for the Packers. Contract, production, injury, off-the-field stuff could make him someone the Packers are willing to deal to the Steelers. Aaron does like familiarity, even if it is an up-and-down relationship with Romeo Doubs. Alan Lazard is another name floated, who is, to all shock to me, still on the Jets, that he could be a guy that they would trade for.
He's a good blocker.
A bag of footballs, I would imagine. I don't know what you're getting. A conditional 7th-round pick for Lazard? Like, if he plays a certain amount of games, it's a 7th rounder, otherwise you just get him for free? I mean, were you surprised he was still on the Jets?
I knew he was on the Jets because he restructured his whole contract a few months ago, and it was a big. Like, he basically took like a $10 million pay cut to stay with the team.
I'd bet. I don't know. I mean, yeah. Anyways, tell us about Cycle Nation before we break.
Yes, ride the revolution. Cycle Nation is coming back to Madison. Join the American Stroke Association and the American Heart Association on May 21st at the Sylvie as we pedal for a purpose. Teams can join the movement as we raise funds and heartbeats to end strokes and save lives. It's all happening May 21st at the Sylvie, and our team, Jim, Matt, and Molly, will be there too. Visit cyclenation.org/Madison and register today. Locally sponsored by Carbon World Health and ESPN Madison. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Live the high life at Nitty Gritty, home of the famous Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Celebrate your birthday at Nitty Gritty and receive a free Memento birthday mug to fill with free beer, specialty birthday cocktails, or soda all day long. The Nitty Gritty has celebrated almost 900,000 birthdays, and birthday celebrant number 900,000 will receive a $1,000 Amex gift card. Grab some friends and celebrate your birthday at the Nitty Gritty, located in Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The Nitty Gritty, a tradition since 1968.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 20th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Baltimore Orioles.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 20th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Oh yeah, round and round, round they go. I get around, still clown with the underground when we come around. Round and round, round they go.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Primetime or Shine Behind the Glass. You can get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's the Carbless Talking text line. List is more. And we did ask about the Packers AFC Doppelganger, and it is the Steelers by a landslide. And we are talking about the Steelers because it's looking more and more like Aaron Rodgers would be playing for the Steelers this year. It's not official yet, but we are, looks like, inching towards that, to the point where Adam Schefter on Get Up this, or on Sportsmanlike this morning, says that belief in Pittsburgh is that Rodgers will end up signing with the Steelers.
If you're a Steelers fan,
I still think that he's going to wind up in Pittsburgh. I think they think he's going to wind up in Pittsburgh. That is the belief and the expectation within the organization. Why he hasn't done it is up to him. Ultimately, in the end, despite the fact that he has been non-committal, people believe he's going to want to play. The Steelers think he's going to want to play. And how many people who are over the age of 40 just randomly go out and put on football cleats to play catch with the Pittsburgh Steelers' new wide receiver, as he did, recently in the video with him and DK Metcalf? Again, doesn't mean he does, but I think the belief continues to be that he will play for the Pittsburgh Steelers at some point here.
And that was yesterday before George Pickens was traded to the Steelers today.
Do you think that
traded from the Steelers to the Cowboys today.
Do you think that the Steelers asked him the same question? Do you want to play football like the Jets did?
No.
Maybe they should have, because if his answer is, I'm interested, doesn't that change your opinion of him just a bit? Like, how committed is he to the Steelers? I get it. Oh, he's playing catch with DK Metcalf. Woo!
I'm in a serious relationship.
What he has going for him is that the Steelers need to win now. The Jets had no need for Aaron Rodgers.
True.
I mean, yeah, Aaron Glenn wants to win football games, but he wants to win them on his own terms, and he wants to set his own culture.
Right.
The Steelers have a culture that's been around for a long time that has dealt with idiots, whether that is Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, George Pickens moved out. Ryan Clark was on, I believe it was Get Up this morning, and he was talking with Mike Greenberg about how, he played for Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin wants to coach. He's good with coaching difficult players. He is fine with being a hands-on coach. And he was saying it mostly as a negative to Pickens, if that Tomlin doesn't want to deal with you anymore, you're a problem. Chase Claypool was a guy the Steelers didn't want to deal with anymore, and he stunk when they moved him off. He had a nice start, and he became kind of a head case. He was bad with the Bears and terrible with the Dolphins. And I believe is either out of the league or not significantly in the league.
I think he might be back in Canada.
So, to that point, if you're someone the Steelers don't want, a lot of times it is a reflection of you, and I'm surprised teams still trade with the Steelers because I feel like they usually win those, because if Tomlin can't get the most out of them, nobody is. And I think that still applies for Aaron Rodgers, too.
I believe he is with the Buffalo Bills, so close to Canada. But it says that he signed with the Bills in 2024.
Same.
Is he still there though?
I mean, ESPN has him listed as Chase Claypool, Buffalo Bills wide receiver.
What if they had a different name for him all of a sudden? Mapletron was why I mentioned the Canada thing. He is Canadian, which
I did not know that.
I figured he was, because otherwise I was like, why in the hell is he mentioning Canada? But
it's a neat little fact. There's not many Canadian receivers.
No, I mean, it's not many Canadian-born NFL players, I would imagine.
I know of two off the top of my head.
Chase Claypool and...
I like Io Menor.
Okay.
Who just got drafted out of Stanford. Another large wide receiver who has great, physical tools, very tall, both like 6'4", 6'5". Just neither tend to be able to catch the ball sometimes. Just usually one thing that would be a hindrance as a receiver.
Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. They are Madison's family-owned jeweler. They are Madison's custom jeweler. So whether it's custom jewelry, you want to treat yourself with a watch, you need to have jewelry repaired, engagement rings, wedding bands, all at Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
It's like dogs. Like you get like the snickerdoodle or all these. Like you're trying to build a snickerdoodle. Is that a real dog?
No, it's like a golden doodle.
Golden
it's a cookie.
doodle. Golden doodle.
Like a snickerdoodle. Half poodle, half Snickers bar.
I'm sure. Golden doodle. I don't know. This breeding dogs thing is dumb.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. National and local awards proving Siding Unlimited will deliver peace of mind. Looking for inspiration to replace your windows, roofing, siding, and doors? Stop by our amazing showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. And definitely check out sidingunlimited.com. We are Siding Unlimited.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to VintageBrewingCompany.com to make a reservation today. That's VintageBrewingCompany.com.
Jim Rutledge here, and I want to tell you about the Bruce Company, Dane County's premier retailer of outdoor furniture. They'll help you elevate your outdoor living space like they have for me. Exceptional craftsmanship, all the latest styles, colors, and durable materials that hold up to whatever Wisconsin weather brings. From deep seating to dining, pick your set and the Bruce Company will customize it to fit your style. Visit their furniture showroom in Middleton and let their trained staff help you bring your outdoor dreams to life. The Bruce Company, your outdoor living experts.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities, plus membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot, up to $150,000. The longer the Queen stays hidden, the bigger the jackpot grows. Let's Hard Rock with the Queen of Hearts only at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app is a customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening, your shows at the touch of a fingertip. The ESPN Wisconsin app is available in the Apple and Android app stores. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the new ESPN Wisconsin app today.
Got some Metro Kia breaking news.
Rogers?
Packers signed Canadian quarterback Taylor Elgersma.
Elgersma.
I don't know.
He was
Canadian. We were just talking about Canadians.
I know, so it's like weird on many levels. Yeah.
We have 3 Canadians in the NFL, guys. What do you? Wow.
They're
6'4",
216 pounds.
He was. I think he was like an all-star, like player of the year in like FCS Division II. I want to say he's. I forget where he went, but he was.
FCS Division II sounds like it's
not
just
real.
dudes in the backyard.
Yeah, it's not real. But no, he was one of their 11 tryout players, I believe, at rookie minicamp this past weekend. So they didn't draft a quarterback, so they needed another guy on the roster for the offseason, I guess.
He would be the first Canadian university. So he would have been the first Canadian university QB drafted in the NFL since 1994. But
So
he was not drafted.
He went to a university in Canada.
Yep.
So FCS Division II.
University of Wilfrid Laurier.
What a name.
74% completion percentage, 4,000 yards passing, 34 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. So 6
Better than
rushing
Jordan
touchdowns.
Love.
In FCS Division II, once again. And where was it?
Yeah, you had it.
Wilfrid Laurier.
Laurel.
Golden Hawks.
Why the Jersey accent?
I don't know.
He was invited to the Senior Bowl.
Okay.
So
can we get Molly's Canadian accent of Golden Hawks?
Hold on, I have to think of what a Canadian accent sounds like because I really don't think it's that much different than Wisconsin.
Yeah,
they're A up north. Yeah.
What?
They're A up north.
Okay.
North they're A. No, that's totally Wisconsin, like
that's what I'm
backwoods.
saying. Yeah. So, but how different is that from Canadian? Canadian.
Golden Hawks, yeah.
Yeah.
The Golden Hawks,
like
No, that was Philly.
But
you
there's
just
more
did
of
Philly.
There's more of an A and an A. A.
Molly's doing. Molly's too nasally.
Eh.
All right, let's throw some stones.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
Now what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out.
I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
So, guys, I'm curious. What do you think is an appropriate and acceptable time to begin doing yard work in the morning? During a weekday. Let's say, a Wednesday in May.
So, I have a couple questions. Individual or commercial?
Let's say individual.
Okay. And what was the yard work? Is it a lawnmower? I feel like that's louder than, like, weeding.
It was a weed whacker. It was still pretty loud. At first, I did think it was a lawnmower, and then when I realized it was like, I was like, okay. Yes! I should have literally... Is this from my bathroom window this morning?
No, this is YouTube sound effect database.
Nice.
So, that's loud.
It was. I will say, this was not my next door neighbor. It sounded like it was probably... Okay, so, like, on our block, there, like... I guess I don't know how to, like, section off roads, but, like, on our section of the road, there's our house and then a house right behind ours. Like, so it's 2 houses per block, right?
Okay.
So I think it might have been either the house that was, like, adjacent to us, behind us, or, like, we're at this corner, they're at the other corner, or even, like, across the street. So
Okay.
a couple houses away, but right down the
Wow,
sidewalk.
That is loud. I would say that I would not do during a weekday. Man, I feel like 7 is the earliest, just because a weekday, even if people have kids, which is really the only thing I'm really worried about. 7 a.m. they're probably getting up unless they have little kids, or you're getting up for work by 7 a.m. So like, I just feel like 7 a.m. you're up, you're not waking people up. I'd say probably like 7:30 is the sweet spot there for like a weekday, and a weekend probably 8:30 is that window. But I am only concerned if I am waking up children or adults with children, because adults with children, like you have
Gross. I feel like I'm being chased out of a haunted house right now.
yeah,
It sounds
you
like a
have
chainsaw.
obviously the twins,
Yep.
and you have Tyson, who's toddlers, so they're up. You're exhausted. If they're sleeping in, you don't need anything to wake them up. You don't need anything to wake yourself up if you had a rough night. And like with kids, it's not like there's a break either. Like you're just kind of grinding it out.
Yeah.
And you can't like just go back to bed, usually. So that's where I would kind of worry about it. Now, if you're Matt Hamilton per se, and he was complaining about being woken up by someone doing work after he had a late night curling.
Importantness.
One, Matt doesn't do anything else until 4 o'clock, so you can just go back to bed. But two, like you're an adult, you just get up early and you just deal with it for the day. And like you don't have kids, so you could just go to bed early. You could take a nap. Like you can figure out your way around it. You're not going to dig ditches during the day. So
What if you had like a few too many Coors Lights and then you get woken up by yard work? Are you like, my God?
That's still a you problem. So like for me, I don't care if I woke up someone. I still wouldn't do it. If I knew I lived someone like young kids, I'd probably try to push it as late as I could.
See, so I didn't really care too much because my twins were already awake. I mean, they get up at, I don't know, like 3 in the middle of the night, and then it's like they're typically up by 7 or so. But this was at 6:45 in the morning, and it's not like it was hot. Yes, it was a beautiful day. We talked about how nice the weather was today, but it's not like it was 90 degrees today where it's like, okay, I got to get this done before it heats up today.
So maybe this person was doing it because they had, like last night I mowed the lawn late, I guess I didn't really think about it. The sun was still up. It was before I put my youngest daughter to bed. So it was like between like 7 and 7:30, I mowed the lawn, the backyard, just to get it so like we didn't lose the kids in the backyard. It's a lot of rain recently, and it's just gotten wild back there.
Jungle back there.
Really, honestly, our backyard grows weird because there's some parts that grow out of control, and then there's other parts where it's bare. So it's really weird. Like one part of the yard,
because you have a dog.
Yeah, like one part of the yard and kids. So like the part where all the playground equipment is and everything, like that takes 2 seconds, and then the part that is not near any of that, it's like a jungle. But
you know
anyways,
what you need?
I did not actually weed whack. I just did the mowing because I didn't have time to do the weed whacking. But
Side note, is a weed whacker a good Father's Day gift?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great, actually.
What man doesn't want outdoor power equipment?
Who doesn't want to annoy their neighbors?
Daniel Landscaper chimes in. 7 o'clock is very acceptable. That's usually the township noise line.
I was going to say, if anyone would be an expert on this,
Yeah.
Daniel the Landscaper.
That's fair. That is fair.
We might have to take his word for anything he says.
That is fair. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it wasn't something like way louder because I probably would have been annoyed. I feel like I would probably get more... Because, I mean, I was already up and it was fine. But, like, I feel like I would get annoyed if it was at night. Like, if it's dark and then people are making noise, I'd be over it. Because at that time, too, Jim, you know, like, it's so hard to get your kids to go to sleep when they don't want to go to sleep, especially during summer when there's no school. Like, you don't technically got to go to sleep. That it's like, you know, that's when it would really bother me, I think. Which I don't know what, like, my town's ordinances are.
So I just looked this up here. So I did what is the ordinance for Oregon, Wisconsin, but then it just came up with what time is noise ordinance in Wisconsin. The usual operating or permitting to be played, used, or operated any radio receiving set, musical instrument, sound system, meaning a phonograph, tape player, CD player, or phonograph, CD player, or other similar system or other machine or device producing or reproducing of sound between the hours of 10 and 7. That would be in violation of it. So it doesn't list like outdoor work equipment.
See, so that is interesting too. How come you can use a weed whacker at 7 a.m., but when we have our Wisconsin College game day tailgates, we can't turn on music until right at 9?
That is a good question.
When you're down on a party street like Regent Street, where we are,
especially in that area,
there's people that do, but like you can't have your music actually at like full volume until 9 o'clock.
Well, and I think that would be the people who own houses that are not college students in the area probably fought hard to get that ordinance written. I'm not saying I agree with it, but
you would think, but maybe like on Saturday, I guess Saturday mornings, if you did that outside of the football season, it would be super annoying still. Saturday mornings in the football season, I feel like you should make it. Like honestly,
we're just teetering the laws.
Like it makes sense, honestly. Like if you live down there, you kind of have to expect that with specific to that situation. Weed whackers, like, come on, wait till 9 a.m. Get out of here.
Like it's not like it doesn't require a lot of physical labor to weed whack. At least I don't think I've never done it before, but I can't imagine it does.
I don't think it's a. Again,
If it's
like
hot
I
out,
remember
it
with
would be
Edge
tough.
construction, like they said, like plumbers a lot of times they gave us a heads up. Like Edge shows up around 8 if they're doing work at your house. Like plumbers, like honestly, their day start at 7. They want to be done at like 3, and like that we have to kind of work around their window. So like, yeah, 8 o'clock's fine for us. That we'll be at your door and we'll start working at 8. But for the plumbers, like they're contracted out. One of the few things that Edge does not do in house, like that could be 7 a.m. And so I think there's just some businesses, and some of them could be like, all right. And again, this is your case, it was just an individual, but like let's say you are a landscaper and you are starting at 7 a.m. Let's say you wrap at 3, and then you got to take everything back. And so like you might be working like a 7 to 5, you know, so like their purpose is not even the heat. It could just be like I don't want to have to then end my day at 5, take all the equipment back to the landscaping place, and then not get home to 6 or 7. So they might want to start their day early. And it's not a job that has like set time into it. So again, one of the positives you could be a landscaper is that I'm going to get up early and maybe I won't see my kids in the morning, but then I'll be home for dinner. I'll be home to pick them up from school if landscaping's going on at a certain time. So because a job has flexibility, I think that they are only really restricted by the time. So I don't think it's a heat thing. I think it's more of like, well, I want to be able to have the morning or the night, so we'll just get started early and get back late. You point out like Verona, it's construction noise is permitted between 7 and 8 p.m.
Oh, construction noise,
which would be
annoy
but that's,
the bejesus
I think
out of
that's
me.
what he found. I think
So
that's kind of what he falls into.
What would be more annoying, like between 7 to 8 a.m. or 7 to 8 p.m. for construction noises, landscaping noises, any of them? If you have in your guys' situations with kids, probably need to put them to bed relatively early. I mean, both would be bad, right?
Both are annoying. But here's like for like right now, the reason why I mowed my lawn later in the day.
7:30, you said?
Yeah, I think I was done by 7:40.
Okay.
But it's wet in the morning, and I can't wait out the grass long enough in the morning to be able to actually do a job. So like that was kind of it's like I have to do it at night. I get home, ate dinner with family, got out there. But I do think like this time of year, I think you can stay by sunset because I think it's still up to like 8 and then it goes down.
Yeah.
But then in the summer, that 8 o'clock is I think the full cutoff. I think 8's fine. And that, he said a lot of the ordinances there are 8 o'clock. So.
Yeah.
So what would be more annoying, between 6 to 7 a.m. or between 8 to 9 p.m.?
I would say the 6 to 7, waking the kids up.
Yeah, waking the kids up early like that. That'd be.
It starts the whole day. Yeah. Whole day is on a bad foot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming, Jim, you like to have your morning coffee in peace and quiet.
Yep.
Like, there's nothing better as a parent sometimes, I swear to God.
Without a doubt. Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Millions of dollars are won every single weekend at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
You're such a tryhard.
I don't know. This is pretty catchy.
It's not.
No, you're literally forcing yourself to like polka right now.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
forcing myself to like polka. I can't force myself to like anything. And I would drink German beers out of a boot, and
You would drink it till you couldn't hear the polka music anymore.
I guess, yeah.
Sounds
Until I started dancing.
Sounds like a horrible time.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly opened Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. A customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening. Your shows at the touch of a fingertip.
Unless there's a big boy trade coming that I don't see, Green Bay is going to run this thing back, and you hope that these other guys will emerge.
Available in Apple and Android app stores. Your one-stop shop for ESPN Wisconsin. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Download it today.
When it comes to your body, you want to trust a doctor, and you want to trust the experts. That's why the only place that you should consider going for GLP-1s and semaglutide is Carbon World Health in Madison, because they're run by Dr. Nestor Rodriguez. They have a workout facility and trainers to help you reach your goals, and they can help with dietary suggestions. The experts for semaglutide and GLP-1s are Carbon World Health. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown. We are presented by Coors Light. Primetime Laura Shine behind the glass. We do have Amber and Ian coming up, and then a little bit later we have Nuggets at the Thunder, as the Nuggets, possibly coached by Jokic, won game one in a shocker, and that will be coming up later today on ESPN Madison, your home for the NBA Finals. Do you want to tell us about Bucks Plus? No?
I don't think Ryan wants me to.
Another time.
Another time.
Okay, sorry about that.
Speaking of the Bucks and speaking of the playoffs, the Pacers that went over the Cavs last night, did that make, as Bucks fans, do we feel better about how bad the Cavs collapse was versus the Bucks collapse?
So that was pretty bad.
That was almost, was it bad, as bad or worse than the Bucks?
Worse because it's round 2 and now you're down 0-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
0-2, and you just had them all at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you just lost both games at home. That was brutal.
Yeah, that's what kills it.
You know, and I know we talked about everybody's hatred for Tyrese and the Pacers and everything, and I fully believe that people misplaced their hate for the Pacers onto Tyrese. I was kind of hoping that he was going to hit. I didn't think he was going to take a 3. That was crazy, but I was really hoping that it was going to go into overtime. Unfortunately, it didn't, because I am rooting for the Cavs. But
if you missed any of today's show, you can listen back with Wisconsin On Demand app, or ESPN Wisconsin app, excuse me. And again, NBA playoffs coming up at 8 o'clock. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking Zoa Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. Zoa is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has 0 sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all